Yes, good morning, everybody. So, um, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you here again this morning to do an update on uh, the Euro USD, and perhaps you can apply that to other uh, instruments as well. Our analysis here, because it might not be the exact mirror, even on the DXY, in terms of the candle formations, but direction-wise and all of that might look similar. Now, what is happening? So where are we? That is what we want to see. This is a 1 hour chart, and let me take this off to the what we are seeing. Let me take it to 4 hour to give us exactly. This was what we did the last time. I said immediately we have a bridge. We can use this to guide what we are doing, to know when we are going to probably do a pullback. Now, one thing you will notice is that when price is going to pull back, there will be a whole lot of funny movement to at important level to probably frustrate you, and more or less when you want to do a consolidation and a pullback and a consolidation, they're going to frustrate you a lot. So what are we seeing now? At times when you see price crossing your trend line, because trend line is not really what will help you. You have to use trend line and a whole lot of instrument to say, this is when I want to get in. You don't just get in to sell because price had crossed, your trend line. So you can see here that price was making a move to downside as if it's correcting. And we were here, if I'm correct, around this area last week. And I said, I will still expect price around this level or around this level. So anything, if price should close outside of that, I don't want to be in it. And I gave this level as, okay, if you enter here, this level as your area of a stop loss. Now, if you had entered, you would have been, the price would have hit you, you have been out of this trade, except you adjust your stop loss above. So whatever you want to do at times, the price, they have a way of actually taking you. So, and if this had happened, this price action would have been where you wanted to enter again. So when you want to enter at the close of that, price closed. Okay, let me see what I want to say here. Yeah, price went up sharply to break and to get people out. The price closed exactly above here, and price opened somewhere around that area too. The wick on top of it is even enough for you to enter if you have targeted that space. Price still did a whole lot to go down, and after some almost a day or more than a day, came back there again to give you an entry. Let me show you. This was where we put our stop loss. Let me show you what exactly I'm trying to say by using this color, and I'll still come back there. The price closed a bit higher. Okay, the exact place on the 4 hour, it's exactly here. No, exactly here. So exactly at that level. So price closed here, and you still have the opportunity of, I will show you so that you understand what I'm trying to teach. Exactly, these are the levels where Yes. These are the level. So now let me use that on the blue. So, okay, we are going to concentrate on that level. So I just want to teach you briefly on entries at times. If you are trying to enter a sell and price knock you off, well, fine, if price knocks you off at this level, you've lost. It's better to lose that. You've lost just how many pips? From this level to this level, you just lost about 28 pips, yeah, which is good if I say that. If you had pushed it up to like 60, maybe you'll still be in, but it's not always good. When you now see a price action below, then confirming that you are good to go, you're fine. Yes, I didn't close it, and I didn't close it, so I'm still in it. But very minimal, lot size. So now at this level, so because I picked it on 1 hour. So if I want to have probably have picked this on 4 hour, it may have given me something similar. Like, okay, good. So touching here and touching here. And if it has gone across there, it would have looked exactly like this. So now these are fake things that can happen to anybody when we add this move and it. So sorry about that break in transmission. Now, so for sure, when you had a break to the downside, the candle. So the network is not just that steady. So I'm trying to connect to another circuit. So you're going to pardon me for any each and hold on. So when you had a break to the downside here, this is if you are new, you might think this place you want to enter yourself is not a good price action here, even though it has crossed the 4-hour candle has closed below here. You must know that when there is no proper price action, the market is fooling around you, playing with your emotion. So because these are no proper price action, even at this level, no momentum to the downside to tell you we are going to see a proper price action. So your trend line in place, maybe on 1 hour or 4 hour, crossing below your trend line, yes, it's an early indication that probably you are doing a consolidation or a correction. So, but you must see a proper price action. So what they did eventually was to do this, break up sharply to take people who are sitting here, who have stop losses around this area out. And thereafter, they gave a proper price action. Now, this alone in itself, even though it's crossing around the trend resistance here, it's still a very good price action with momentum on the 4-hour. So, and I knew that this, but again, when we say don't follow price, it might be difficult for you because once you miss this momentum, you might not be able to catch it on 1 hour and price began to break down. And of course, they won't just back down. So you'll be watching for what the next opportunity to enter a sell. And it presented itself here. And thereafter, price never got back there. So after this 4 hour that you missed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 20 hours thereafter, price gave you an opportunity to come back there. So let's go and look at it on a 1 hour. I've not started the analysis yet. I'm just teaching something. I've not started the analysis yet. So at this level, this is the level you could have entered. Now, if you had said that you were going to enter immediately after 1 hour candle closes, in fact, you wouldn't have seen it really, because you needed a 4 hour to close before you interpret. On a 1 hour candle, yeah, you could have had it, but it's not just enough. You want to wait 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That's the 4 hour. That's the 4 hour. So if you had said that you want to take your entry, at the resistance of a 1 hour, you would have come up here to take it. Because that's as a resistance, if you are doing resistance and price closure and all that, this is where you would have come to. And price would now even still go against you. How many pips above that? We are just doing this analysis. Price would have still do about 38 pips above you. So you get uncomfortable and you might want to close your trade again. But this is the last opportunity that price gave you to enter here. At the close here and at the open here. And this is the last opportunity that price gave you. So if you put it exactly here, you might not have been triggered in from the brokers. That's exactly 1.04391. So except you put your own at maybe 1.04350, then that will be a pinpoint trigger for you here. So it's difficult for anybody watching the price and all of that, except you have set an alert for in case something that is a break below your trend resistance or your trend support, as the case may be. When that is done, you have to look at the 1 hour candle closure or 4 hour candle closure around that area to see if you are ready to go or not. So we were never ready around this area, just consolidation. You can see it was consolidation, even though 4 hour counted about 8 hours consolidation below here. And what did the price did again? Broke with this momentum candle to the upside. And when anybody had seen this, you see we are going up again, and they freaked people out and they came back down. So this is where we are. So let me go back to analysis. Let me go back to analysis, and I can take this out now. I can take that out. So I'm still in this. What is playing out now, it's a correction, because price cannot just continue to move up here and get to this point and begin to do this, and without any correction, and we continue to go up. No, price will not do that. So what do I expect? I expect from this level that price will correct. Price will may correct to hit this trend line, and thereafter price is going to break up again. What we are seeing here, it is not a recipe for a change of direction. So, and that is one thing I want you to get. It is not a recipe for a change of direction at all. It is not. So price is still going to move up. I'm going to do some things, take some sort out here for us to see very well. I'm trying to take all that out for us to see very well. If there's anything I want to do to mark these levels of those lows, and I don't need this also. Yeah, just this low, this low. Those are the points I need. And I won't be needing all this also. Okay, so price broke beyond here, but 4 hour candle never closes above it. So that would have just been the only thing if anybody had wanted to still put your stop loss above the level I gave, to watch if it's going to close, above it. That's just the only thing. Now, so what is price doing here? Price is correcting, on a flat. That is what we can see. Price is correcting on a flat, and thereafter the correction, they have made it a very messy correction here. Very, very messy correction. So price is correcting on a flat to come down a bit before going up. So the extent price is going to go up, price, the US dollar does not really, at the moment, is not really possessing too much of the aggressive to the downside. I'm not saying that, but again, it's not as if US dollar is done. US dollar is not done, so they're just taking time, wasting time here, and burning out the momentum, and for price to go up one more time, and thereafter, maybe by next week, we'll continue to see a change of direction again to the downside. So if I go on the daily candle also will tell you, even though we are seeing 4-hour candle here, all these recipes are not a recipe for downside. So let's see at the daily candle. So when you look at the daily candle too, this is what the daily candle had given us. So all these are just corrective moves. So even you are seeing this candle as an hammer, no, it's not an hammer to come down, even at this level. So after formation of this level, without momentum, you can see the price still broke above it, and price did this, and all these are corrections. So price may continue to correct to now get close to this daily trend line. So it's the daily trend line that we're going to adjust now to the daily. So we're going to mind this level and this level. So I'll correct this to the daily. Let's correct it on the daily. So at that level, at that point, we might be seeing the end of a daily correction around this area. Maybe in another 1 or 2 days, that might be ending, and price may just pull up again. So that is what I'm seeing here. But price also is trying to end its engagement here to shift. So let's take this to the new highest now. Let's take this to the new highest. That's the new highest. And let's take this one out. Yeah, and we can now begin to analyze. Price is not done climbing up. Price is not done. So what has price done so far? If I go to the 4-hour, what price did so far was to come to this level. Was to come to this level. That is the level of the first correction. So if you are counting correction and you want to know how to exit, so that's the first place that price had come to, the level of correction. I can take this one. Okay. Okay. So we don't need this. So I'm just marking those levels for clarity. So this is the most that the price had done, and this is the first correction, which you can, on the 4-hour, you can say this one is A. You can call this one A. On the 4-hour, you can call that one A. So we want to see a B. Then we want to see a C. We want to see a C on the 4-hour correction. Now, so it has to be a 3-wave move So this is the first sharp move here, which is regarded as A, and this is regarded as a B. And a C is what we are hoping to get. But after having done that, we are still seeing some correction also in the middle. This is the first wave of this correction, which was broken. I'm trying to take it correction for correction. This is the first wave of correction, which was broken here. This is the second correction to the going to the upside, which is B, which also was broken here. Okay. Now, looking at this now, if you want to take this, the last leg of a C correction from here to this place, this is where people will get a whole lot of things messed up. Okay. You get a whole lot of things messed up here. So let me take this one out now. You get it messed up here. So price came here, did as if it's going to break, and price is now going bearish again. So of course, you wouldn't have put your trend here. You wouldn't. You would have put it here. And you saw this, but there's no price action above here on the 4-hour. That is one thing that will first guide you that you are watching. But again, other things that could have helped you is we have looked this one as a move and this one as a single move. And then looking at this one, which is the last leg that we expect, and it's like they are playing on us on the last leg. So we're going to look at that last leg and see what are we seeing. Let's go inside of the 1 hour. Okay. Let me still leave that there. Let me leave that there before it's adjusted. Okay, before I do that, before I do that, the way you align yourself is that you saw a correction A down and a B to the upside. So what exactly is the fib relationship between A and B? When you do that between A and B, you said that's about 76, just a little outside 76.4. And because we add that, we should be anticipating a zigzag movement to the downside. A zigzag of at least 100 to the downside. You don't want to do more than that. At least if you are anticipating more, you're on your own. So at least if you had wanted 100 to the downside, from the origin of A to the end of A, then back to the end of B. In this case, this is where B is. Okay. I'm correct. Yeah. So to the end of B, we'll say that our proposed area now, where we expect this thing to get to, will be at 100, which is here, at that level. That's where at 100 will be at that level. So that is where I think it's safe for us to exit if you are in a sell, which is around 1.0310. If you put yourself as 1.0350, it's still good for you. And where you expect that price should make the last exit is at the red, which is 123, which is around here, which price may get to or not, which price may get to or not. So obviously, if price is going to do 100 here, it's going to breach this trend line the way it has breached it here. And when it's breached, you think they are going down. They always do that for those who are just major their trade on trend line. So they will break it to the downside. You think they are changing and they will take it up again to take you out. So it's about how to apply your wave sense now. So this will be a good place based on this correction, and that this one is being regarded as a C to break the low again. So if it broke this low again, this is where we are expecting a change of pattern. It might not get here from the correction so far. The correction so far will tell us that I don't see this correction telling me that we are going to break below here. It has not given me all of that. It has given me a shallow correction that may just manage to get to this point before going up again. That is what I can see. Now, if you now go inside of a 1 hour, if you now go inside of a 1 hour, because this is what is now being messed up now, this particular C wave is what is being messed up. Yeah, the C wave is being messed up. And for me and you, what I will see from the C wave is that the A wave, which came like this, had given me a 3-wave format, which is a 1 and a 2 and a 3. And the B wave had also given me a 3-wave format, a 1, a 2, and a 3. So I should expect that this last wave should give me a 5-wave in a flat. So this in itself is running like a flat correction in itself. That is the way the last wave is doing. It's running like a flat correction in itself. And this one, the A wave, had given me a format of a 3-wave to the downside. And the second B had formed in relation to A as a zigzag. And I'm expecting the C to complete the zigzag of this move to C. A 3-wave, a 3-wave, and the last wave, which is C, that is supposed to complete that, I expect it to run like a 5-wave to the downside. So, and it's running like a 5, it's going to run, it should run like a 5 waves. So for now, if you are on this C leg and you want to adjust your trend, this is how to now adjust your trend to see if you're going to get a break to the upside from here, which we shouldn't, okay? We shouldn't. And now, these may be running this way. We may have seen like a 5-wave here on a very lower time frame and a 2 here on this time frame. Let me go to 15 minutes time frame for you to see what I'm trying to teach. It's difficult, okay? It could be difficult analyzing this. So these had formed 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 3, 4, and 5 to finish this wave 1. And a wave 2 in the immediate hits. This is another zigzag here. This is 1, this is A and a B and a C. And this one has run up like a 5-wave structure for a 2. For a 2 here. So what we are saying is that if I want to now analyze this, and I'm going to analyze and say if anything is going to change here, I might want to now use these are things that you need to see if anything changes, you know quickly. So let me use something for this inside analysis now for the last wave. I'm much interested in the last wave. This is the 1, the first one, and this is the 2 of it. This is the height of the 2 of it. Okay, so what I'm saying now is that I have this has a 1, the first wave, and I have a 2 of that first wave of the last C, okay? That's a 2 of it. here. That's a 2 of it there, and that's a 1 of it there. So this is 5-wave structure to the downside, which is to finish this as a 1, a 2, sorry, instead of this one, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5 of 1, and a 4 and a 5 of the major. So if you put your strength line here, you'll see this one breaking out, and this one is a 4, and this one is a 5. Then after that of 1, we finished the whole of 1 in that degree. We now did A, B, C of 2. Now, this is the first wave of 3. Now, in regarding this as the first wave of 3, so of the third wave, at times you don't want to break your head over all of that. You don't want to break your head over all of that. So for this, in this degree, I would say that of that 3, we can see this as a 3-1. Let me just mark that. So we can see this as a 3-1. We can see this as a 3-1. And we can see that in the making, we are seeing a 3-2. We are seeing a 3-2 in the making. So this potentially is a 3-2, because immediately you have finished your 2 here, then the third wave should start. And if you want to look at the field relationship between this level and this new level of a 3-1, so that's like 85, which is almost correct for it. So then that is what I'm saying. Now, this might just be the A wave of it. This may be the C wave, the B wave of it, and we're going to see another wave to the upside to finish before we now see more momentum to the downside. So far, this place where, of course, when you are looking at this, you look at the possibility of can price still break this level? So that will be a level to ask yourself, will price still break that? This is the level that you'll be asking yourself, will price still break this? Where you don't expect price to break in the ultimate is this level here, which is 1.04065. So in terms of wave count, so will price still break is not impossible. If you look at here of A, price still came back to break this a bit above. So that may still happen. So far price does not break this, we are still good to go to the downside. So that's what I'm saying now. But all this is a mess in the middle that might be difficult for anybody to deal with. But to know where at least this wave should get to before it's qualified to be 3 is what is most important to me, not what you are seeing in the making for now, because we are in the last C. So if I want to do that, what I want to see is I want to take 1 to 2 to get a 3 at least 1618. So I come to this place, come from 1, the origin of that 1, the origin of that 1 of the last wave, to where I think 1 ended, take it to where 2 has ended, So now I'm aligning myself that 1618 is at this level here at least, which I expect. So when you mark all this, you are guiding yourself. It's not as if it has to do what you're saying. So you are guiding yourself that at least by the time this wave gets to this point, you can say that at least the third wave of that leg would have been completed. That is what we are saying would have been completed. So in that case, you expect a minimum of that third wave that we are saying that it should run 1, 2, 3, 4, and finish third wave here. It could be extended. It could be extended, it could be truncated, but at least the third wave should get here at least in that situation. So we now say that the third wave that we're expecting, that a 3 could just finish its own 3-5 around that area. That is what they are saying. Should finish a 3-5 at least around this area. A 3-5 should finish at least around this area. And in that case, if it happens that way, we can now project that a 4 should now be between here and here. We can now project that a 4, because correction is very important. A 4, if that happens, should at least get to this level in terms of projection. A 4 again should get at least at this level where the price is currently making an attempt to break. A 4 should get at least at that level. So where price is currently trying to break, and I will use red for it, and I will break it because I expect price to break it in the interim, and because it can't be a stop loss for now. So this is what I expect at least from price to do, and this one now becomes a 4 later. Becomes a 4 later. So if it's going to play like that, we'll see. And if this one becomes a 4 later, then what do we expect a 5 to be? A 5 should be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 6, 1, at least 100 or 1, 2, 3. So if I expect a 5 should do this later. A 5 should do this later, and which is at least a 123 or 1618, which is, if it's going to be a 123, a 1618, I'm going to use a purple for those areas of 5. I'm going to use a purple for it, which is at 1, 2, 3, which is here. 1, 2, 3, which is there. Or at 1618 to qualify for a 5, which is very close to the point analyzed for 100 of on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour. So we can say that we now expect our 5 to be in the middle of this, based on the correction we are seeing here. We now expect our 5 to be here. So it's still early to say. We need this to finish itself and to give us a 4 first. But from what I can see here, The 3-2 is still in the making. I don't believe the 3-2 is done. So the 3-2 that we are seeing will be done once it breaks this low here, because that's another thing that will guide you. So I will use a green for you to know once you have a price below that. Once you have a price and you see a price action below that, so once we see a price action below that for 3-1, a price action below that, yeah, for 3-1. Okay, let me use another kind of a green. These, okay. Do I really like that? Do I have option? So these, and let me break it so that it will be different from the one that is deeper. So once we see a price action below here, then we know that then 3-2 is completely gone. So we are doing a 3-3. So that's how to guide. So there are basic principle, basic, things that you must know when it comes to wave. There are basic things you must know when it comes to wave. So that is the way we are trying to align ourselves on this and what we can see from 15 minutes time frame. And we want to see how it's going to play out, for us. Anyhow, it's still, from the way it's coming down, it's still around this area, very close to this point. So this level that I said, 350, 350 is still holding here. So the way 3-3 closes here will tell us where we're going to have a 3-4 and all of that. So what we can begin to see, we can begin to align this one as a 3-1 from here after completing a 1, A, B, C of a 2, and which is the 3-1 and the 3-2. So by the time you join this trend line here, you don't want to see it broken, okay? This is not where you want to put it now. This is not where you want to put it, because this wave had finished itself here and a 2 had finished itself here. If you come here, it's going to be more sharp. So you should run from here to get the divergence that you need, really. You're drawing a trend line also, you must be able to count your wave in a very correct manner. So it might just be like this. It might just be like that. So let me go inside of a 15 minutes time frame to correct that. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, let's just leave it like that, just a bit above here. Let's just leave it like that. So that's a trend that we want to see not broken. Back to 1 hour, seeing some reactions. So once we break below here, then we now know that then we have begun a 3-3. That 3-2 is no more on the table. We have to break this screen to say that 3-2 is done, and we are inside of a 3-3. So looking at this wave for the move to the upside here, for the first one, which is A, and maybe this is technically a B. I'm going to see a C. We don't know. It's still very, very messy, very, very messy. So we have to wait. It's very, very messy. So going inside of a 4-hour candle. So this is what we have to know, that we are correcting. Just with short-term correction, we're going to break first this green, then we'll see how we progress to this area. And if we're going to still have more to the downside to come here, we'll know. But for now, this is what is giving us as 100 of this to this now. Haven't done that. if you are looking at this wave as, okay, you now want to analyze this as a flat and say this one comes here and this one goes up here, it won't be correct for it, because you must know that it's a C wave and it has to run 5 waves. So it's presenting a look like as if a flat here because it's correcting 1 and 2. So you shouldn't expect that this one is an A, or that this one came down as the first wave of 1, because you have lost it here. Going inside of that thing, so you would have lost it here and take this one as a whole wave. No, it's not a whole wave now. If you take it down here, it's not a whole wave. It is a 1 here, a 2 here, which has finished itself. Then the beginning of a 3-1 and a 3-2, so to come on down. So that is what we are seeing here. Now, in terms of the bigger picture, because I'm going to round up very soon, in terms of the bigger picture, so what is possible in terms of the bigger picture? Now, it's very tricky here now, in terms of the bigger picture. So we are seeing that this wave, and for the correction, we don't want to see this one go beyond something. So this is like A and a B, and we want to see how far we've gone in terms of that correction. This as the first wave of A, and this as the second wave of B. So for now, we had crossed 123 around this area. We have reached 123 around that area. That is kind of looking funny. You know, in terms of what we are seeing here. We have breached that. It's kind of looking funny and it's suspect. And this is where people must just get very, very careful now. So now, in terms of a wave 1 and wave 2, and we're going to get a 3, the third wave. The way we will confirm that this is now a wave 3 of a change of trend, if those one is regarded as what, a wave 1, an A and a B and a C of it, and we have seen a wave 3. So once price should now, from the low of a change of that trend, if we are assuming that, and we take this as 1, and the low of it is in the red here, which is 2. Then once we cross 161.8, which we have done already, 161.8 is here, and trying to qualify this one as a wave 3. So these are areas of interest for us. These are areas, because this is 161.8 at this level, so price had crossed it. So technically, also is looking like a wave 1 and a wave 2, and this is looking like a wave 3. So if this one is now looking at a wave 3, all we will pray for to see is that let this wave that is going up as a wave 1, it might just be a wave 3 of 1 to finish itself before we still come down and see a wave 3-2. And we've not seen a wave 3-2 already, no wave 3-2 here already. So this one is still going up. But again, when you see the inside of this one as a wave, possible a wave 3-1, everything still looks suspicious. Everything looks suspicious, and that is the way it's not aligning. So they are playing with the horse here. In as much as you see this extension, an extension had gone beyond 123 that you don't expect for it to break, because we don't expect to break 123. So you just break it marginally. We're supposed to see a correction before that 123 is broken, and a deep correction at that, which we're not getting to see, okay, if we're going to count 7 swing, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, we should see the 6th one more deeper, and we're not getting that. We're not getting that. So when it's suspicious, when it's not making sense, you have to be very careful. You just follow what you are seeing in the middle. So this potentially could still turn down and still bring structure to the downside. But, you know, we have to navigate as we are seeing the events unfolding here. So For inside of a 3-1 major, it doesn't look like it, because I would expect a 3-1 major, at least from this level, to have given me a 50 to this point. To this point, I didn't get a 50. A 50 is low here, so it's not what I expect. So even inside of this 131, and if you are saying that, okay, this is probably a fourth of it, if you are looking at it as a fourth of it, the wave there, and we are treating it as a fourth of it from a 2. If we just say this one is a, okay, if you take this one as a 2, it's going to be like this. If you take this level as a 2, and we go up to see, we want to see a 4 of it. A 4 of it will still be at this level, or marked at this level, which is still very close to where our analysis is at the moment. So, you know, if it's going to be a fourth wave, you know, this is like a 3 should have ended, so the fourth could have ended here, but it's still permitted to get to this point. So, and if we finish this wave and we're going to see the last one as the 5th, then we'll see what it's going to give us. But everything, for any trader, you have to be very careful at these levels. And we need this to finish and to see where it's going to go next. But in terms of correcting a 1618 to these two, it seems that this is 3-1. And in terms of seeing this as a 7 swing, still not impossible, because what we are seeing here, they are just, you know, pushes and reactions around this level. But on this time frame, which is the weekly time frame, so we still expect that these are the areas potentially that the price must not break, where we see in the red. So anything around this area is still very possible. It's still very possible. So you can see the way it is. It doesn't really matter if this one is like this, you know, it doesn't really matter. If it's going to be wave 2, that means we still need a proper wave 2 to the downside of 3-1. So if this is a 1 and a 2, like I said, and this is like a 3, we still need to see a proper wave 3-2 to the downside. So that's, once that is completed, then we'll know that yes, we have changed direction. So it doesn't look like it for now. It doesn't look like this for now. So this is what we are seeing here, this reaction. It doesn't mean that they want to come down right away. They are correcting here. They will push up. I will still expect them to push up. And if they break the limit of these to the upside, then we can begin to suspect that we're going to see for sure they have changed the direction. So, but it's still very dicey at this level. So very dicey at that level. Very dicey at that level. So once they correct this and they're going to give us a 3-2, where we expect a 3-2 of that correction at least to get to, will be once this one is corrected and is a 3-2, is a 3, then we expect that it should still come to this level or this level. The only thing is that it won't break this trend. That is the only thing. It can still come to this level when it's ready. For now, it's not ready. We can come here, but it's not ready. So price will not just continue to go like this. We'll still need a deeper correction to tell us now they have changed the direction. But how far this one is going to go, we're going to see. But for now, in the short time, we are correcting this wave and it's almost done, maybe around this level for us to climb further up. This is not what you're going to see if price is going to make a deep correction to the downside. No, this is not what we see. So we're not going to see a deep correction to the downside now, not yet. We are still going to have one more break to the upside before we see that happening. So I think with that, I've given us immediate direction of the market to get around this area. So you can begin to look for your price action to buy. And when you're going to buy, you target at least a 1, 2, 3 of this move to the upside. That is what you can do. You can target. Once it's done, I can begin to project now. Once it's done, a 1, 2, 3 to the upside, assuming it finishes where the blue is, and it gets to this point. So you'll be expecting a 1, 2, 3 will be at the edge here, to a 1618, which is where you see the red. It's still aligning anyway. It's still aligning with that. It's still aligning with that. So if it's going to play like a 5, if it's going to play like a 5, it's going to play like a 5. So these are the areas we'll still expect the price to eventually make it down to the downside and give us a deeper pullback at least to 2. At least to 2. At least. If it's a change of direction. All right. See you next weekend.